Okay, so I tried this a couple of times now. Finally recalled how to do it. It's been a while because for some reason in Gran Turismo 7 on the PS4 you can't stream. If you use the Sony's streaming options, it crashes. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but there's some things that I've noticed about what they've done is to and what it's doing to the game. So everybody right now is complaining about the fact that the cars are spinning out. Um, we'll go down here to a car. I'll just pick one of these down at the bottom, so I mean, it's obvious I haven't messed with this car. I won it in one of the events and I just not never used it. Um, you can check the PP settings on your game to make sure that to verify that I have not made any changes to these cars. And the first thing that I noticed when I looked at them was the toe angle's backwards. That's the rear. That's the front. That should be over here on the front, and that should be over there on the rear. That is why your cars are spinning out. Um, the next thing that I noticed is that either the overlay is not adjusting whenever you set miles per hour as your default, or there is no overlay for miles per, or this is always going to be in kmh, which is a problem. I mean, I don't want to have to go to an outside source, calculate miles per hour to kmh, and then put the number in here. Not one on a game that there it looks like this was is going to be happening. Is it's going to be a lot of um, tuning going on. I think from this point forward, we're probably going to be seeing nothing but tuning races in Gran Turismo. Um, why they're going this route, I don't know. There's a large public outcry that they don't want this because they don't want this to be iRacing or ACC, where 90% of the game is focused on the settings, not on actual driving. Um, the last thing that is of an issue, we'll just go and I'll show you another one here, um, just to prove that this is not just one car that's like this. Here's the Mustang Mach. Let's see, that one's even worse. This is actually a troublesome setting here. Um, if you got a car that doesn't have a wing and doesn't have a large downforce, the tires are not actually sitting square on the road, so you're not getting full surface grip. Um, and the problem is to fix any of this stuff in here. It's a huge freaking. It's got a 1 for the roll bar system, so that it just sways all over the place. Um, but in order to fix any of those settings over there, uh, and the reason I bring this up is because I can go to any car dealer right now and buy any car, all the way from the smallest piece of junk golf cart all the way up to a $3.4 million supercar, and I can adjust the rear end and I can adjust the front end. But if you want to do that here, you have to go into the tuning shop and you have to go into extreme settings and buy this. I could agree with it being here, but that is not an extreme option there. That is something that's standard on every vehicle, to be able to adjust the undercarriage, to set the toe, set the camber, set the caster. There's not a car that's manufactured that you can't do that. There's nothing. There are no cars that have a hard lock on the front end and rear end to set the toe, caster, and camber. So why are you doing it that way? But my suggestion, and I had it up here a moment ago, is go ahead and get that part and put it on your car, and then go and make your adjustment. And I've got one set up this way. Now this is a four-wheel drive car, and so it's not as much of a problem, but it was still causing issues with this vehicle once I started tuning it up. I started putting the performance on it so I could do the higher races. and get completed on the tracks, and it was set to point 2 and 0, and the rear end was starting to come out on this car, even with the racing tires on. So I went in and changed this, changed the camber angle, and beefed up the roll bar system so that it would sway less. Another thing you can do is for if you're having problems with the car spinning on quarter exit, is adjust your natural frequency. Um, the further you go to the left here, uh, the way it was Amos Dude that explained this. The way he had set up was this was minimum, this was maximum, and what that does is if for some reason it creates rotation in the vehicle. However, if you're getting too much rotation and the car becomes a little bit erratic going around corners, you'll back this up, push this up a little bit, back this down a little bit, and it'll settle the car a little bit. Um, and then of course you have to put a wing on to be able to adjust. You have to go into the custom shop and put your wing and your front package and your side package on to be able to adjust your downforce on your front and your rear. I think there's been a couple of streamers that's already showed that. Being the game's been out for almost a week now. Um, but you go in here into GT Auto and go into here in the customized cars. And I apologize, it's taking a little bit longer because this is a PS4. Your front dam, they'll give you two types. I choose this one because it keeps the car. I suppose if you want to do it, go ahead and paint it the carbon paint, then you can use that one and it won't be too much. I don't think there's an actual difference here, except for this one's actually letting the air through, and this is a total jam. It just you get downforce and nothing else. Side panels, same thing. I could see this one actually providing a little bit more downforce because it's got a little step there. Rear package on this one is nice. I haven't seen this on any other ones yet, but what it does is it puts that undercar air dam there, and what that does is it sucks the car down to the road, and it won't be too much longer. You're going to start seeing this on most race cars. They're going to be doing away with the rear wings because they get more downforce off of this system. Basically, what it does is it creates a vacuum underneath the car. And then of course your wing set, and once you put your wing on and put your front on, then you can adjust the downforce on the front and rear. That also helps keep the car a little bit more stable as well. Doesn't matter what tires you're on, but I hope this is informative to people, and I hope that Sony takes a look at it and Polyphony takes a look at it and it corrects their error, because basically what it looks like to me is the numbers got inverted somehow. I know that they're talking about they've already said that there's a couple of patches coming out. They got the known issues. Progression blocker. I didn't have any problems with that. Must be a PS5 situation. And then they've got the known issues here, and the funny thing is they don't talk about anything in the known issues. I'm not happy with this at all. Nitrous. Basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to suck off some of the people from the Xbox game, the Horizons, whatever that is. Because that's basically all that game is. It's an arcade nitrous, you know. And maybe they're trying to bring in some of the some of the other driving games as well, but other. Okay, there's the one about the PlayStation. That's something that they're working on. don't see anything, any mention of any of the other stuff that I talked about. So you can count on that continuing to be a problem unless you fix it yourself. Um, it's not a real problem to solve it, but uh, again, I hope this helps. Take it easy.